we were recording right now, what would we talk about?
How are we talking?
Well, we could. What would we talk about? If we wanted to say one thing.
Here's how to clean gutters.
Here's how to clean gutters?
Stop kidding.
That's what you want your legacy to be?
I'm a gutter cleaner too.
What about any of those topics we were just talking about? World population, humans being parasites, how everything evolved, social constructs, the idea of private property, Missy the cat.
What speaks to you?
What speaks to me? Well,
Yeah.
I was thinking about talking about focusing on yourself first. And so the idea, like my idea was that, you know, like essentially having some self-respect. And so it was kind of tying into like the Vanguard thing, where it's like they've been stringing me along for 3 months, and at this point it's like, well, I value my time, so like I'm like moving on, and like I care for my own time and all that shit, and I'm not gonna waste it and whatnot. So I was thinking about like kind of tying that into the, you know, like I've never actually worked for somebody else. I always work for myself. So kind of taking on like more classic, like, you know, fuck the world business mentality.
You just think about like why you're just like why do you even do this?
But then I was also thinking like maybe you could tie it into like, because I've brought this up before too, like everyone, obviously everyone's with a grain of salt, but like everyone's always like, the government should do this, the government should do that, somebody should do this, somebody should take care of that, and everyone always like posts the responsibility and blame on someone else. Like somebody should be funding this, or like my CPP is like super low, and like fuck the government. But it's like, but if like you focus on yourself first and you take responsibility for yourself, you wouldn't even need their help. And if like everybody did that, if everybody shifted their mental to like, I am responsible for my life, and like I am in control, and like it is, you know, it is my task, then we wouldn't have these like whole societies and these groups of people being like you are the problem.
To some extent.
Okay.
I do think to some extent, because I think it's also important to acknowledge that there's a lot of our, like, there's certain structures that have enabled people to be in really, really shitty situations that are beyond our control. So if we think about in like a lot of countries of the world that have been colonized, like it was like from like Europe, like France, Spain, England, where these countries or these colonists came in and would either remove people from the land or destroy the area in some way to like extract certain resources, and there's like a lot of that legacy behind it that like people don't like, even like as if they're working as hard and hard as they can, where we see it where people in the world are like literally like working for $2 a day for like 18 hours a day, and that's what they're trying so hard to achieve, but like they just can't escape it because that's the system they're in. So like I do think to some extent though, so I think that comes from being in Canada and having that privilege and opportunity.
Does it ever? That's
to
true.
be able to
That's
say, oh, if I work harder and if I just take care of myself, well then I don't have a problem. Because you don't. We have that opportunity.
Interesting.
But there's lots of people even within Canada that don't, because there's a lot of like, that's what we talk about, like different social and political factors that enable us to do what we do. So I think especially as like white privileged people, by saying we've benefited from our grandparents coming here, claiming free land, where indigenous peoples lived here for thousands of years, remove people off that land, turn it into a farm, and not only just work hard, But it's like the system is supporting us. We have the opportunity. We can do that.
Interesting.
There's a lot of people that have been disadvantaged in the process. So,
Okay,
double-edged sword.
No, that's a very interesting point. So, the people who have been disadvantaged, what do they do to get themselves to a more favorable situation?
That's the thing is that I think to some extent, like people have been really, really disadvantaged in a lot of ways, but still, like you say, like not allowing that to be their identity,
Yeah.
and still focusing on what is within their control.
Yeah.
And us as people with privilege and opportunity, creating support systems to allow people to be on a level playing field. So for me, that's why I'm a big believer in leftist politics that create social systems, even social welfare. Like there's a reason behind it of allowing people to be on a equal playing field, not just average.
Yeah.
So that's why we have affordable housing and all these programs to help people, is because there is a lot of disadvantaged people, and it's trying to give them the opportunity to be able to succeed. But the thing is, even when they get this opportunity, it doesn't mean that they have to take it. So everyone's different.
So I guess that's kind of where I focus in on. It's like, yeah, what are you, when you clear away all the bullshit, what are you able to control? And when you're given those opportunities, do you run with them, or do you expect someone else to do the entirety of it for you?
Yeah, no, and I think you have to really focus.
Because like here,
yeah.
like our parents or our parents' parents or whatever didn't grow up with these government aids and whatnot, like welfare and EI and CERB and these kinds of things. Right? They just worked their ass off and they saved, and they were very self-reliable. And so like now today's day and age, like I personally know multiple people who are taking those government handouts and like definitely do not deserve them or have earned them, but it's free money, and so they're just gonna take it, and now they're like expecting it, and so now they're just relying on it and leeching off of it, and so like those people bug me.
Oh, for sure, and I completely agree with that.
When you're like 19, 20, 25 years old and you're just like living off of society like that, like that's pathetic.
No, and I agree.
Because like the idea of it is that like when somebody like legitimately needs it, they use it, and then they move on. You know, so that's definitely like my take on like like being responsible for yourself.
Yeah, no, and I completely agree with that, but I think obviously that is influenced by like your upbringing, what you're used to, right? And that mentality around like, oh well, I don't have to work for this, just kind of like I expect everyone else to take care of me. Like, and that is the issue. It's like, well, I still think you do need like those social services, because so many people do take advantage of them, and that just becomes their life where they never do improve themselves. Because they're always focused on how they've been wrong rather than what they can. I guess what I'm trying to say is definitely can't blanket statements.
Well, no, and you're totally right there, because like my gut thought is like totally like here in Canada where we have this opportunity to grow into whatever we want, and also the option to like sit on your ass and collect money. Like my argument is like, well, don't be a lazy piece of shit and like make something of yourself. Where you definitely seem to see it from a more worldly view, where it's like, okay, well, how about the people literally in other countries who are like in the wrong? That's the time. But I also something you were saying earlier got me on the mind thought of like, well, yeah, these people in other countries who are making very poor money, like it is like a human responsibility to like pay it back, to help each other, so that we can all grow and thrive and grow together.
Yeah, no, for sure. Hey, Mom, can you grab the bucket? And that's just to me what it comes down to is like having really thinking about what your morals and values are. It's something I've been thinking a lot about lately, is how that influences how we live our life.
Yeah.
Because if your values are focused on my personal success and my personal wealth and how can I improve myself, and you're not focused on people around you, then it is just a life of focusing on yourself. And there's a lot of people that are suffering around you. But if you instead reframe it to how can I improve the community around me and help focus on creating a happy, healthy community, that's not, and not saying that you can't, but you will benefit from that.
Yeah.
Because human connection and human flourishing is going to be far more important than wealth.
Riches.
It's just determines what you consider to be wealth.
Wow.
Is it money or is it happiness?
Well, as far as I've kind of understood it, riches is money, wealth is like just general abundance, so that's like experience of health and love and connection, right? But no, I know, I see what you're getting at.
But it's like, what is your idea of wealth?
Well, totally. What is it that you want out of life? So like myself, like I definitely want money. I think a lot of people hide behind that, or they kind of mistreat the idea. I'm very open about it. Like I want money, but money is far from the only thing I want out of life. I just understand that it's a tool, right? But like true wealth is like surfing the beaches with the locals in the Caribbean, you know, and like going fishing with your buddies and like helping people in another country and like paying like an opportunity forward or back to another, right? Like any great opportunity and this privilege we were given here in Canada to be able to like to give that to somebody else so they can take it and run and grow and build with it, like that leads to like peace in the soul, you know?
Yeah, no, it's what you find fulfilling, but also recognizing that you can still have a fulfilling life in the process of not just waiting for the check. Well, I think you said that in one of your videos.
Oh, I definitely have.
It's like not just waiting until you be successful to finally live the life that you want to live.
Yeah.
Because it's like something that you probably won't. It's like you got to start now and building those habits and how you actually see yourself in this world right now.
It's all mindset. See, that's the thing. That's what I was saying about like humans and everything else in the world. Is everything else in the world works in harmony and like, you know, like the plants, the animals, the environment, everything works in a beautiful harmony. And humans, we have ideas. And so like nothing else exists besides this, because these are the blinders and this is my life. We're like, you're on the other side and you're thinking this, but like these ideas, they exist only in our minds. They only exist in our minds. But we create the entire reality of what we feel going on here.
And that's the thing, yeah. Mindset is a darn good.
Right?
It can be the best thing in the world, it can be the worst.
Totally. You can
And
be your
even
best
just
friend or your worst enemy.
Everything that happens is negative.
Yeah.
But influences how you see it. Like that could even be a whole topic by itself in one of your videos. It's just like positive versus negative mindset and how you reframe things.
Totally.
Instead of seeing things as like a setback, see it as like an opportunity.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what example would be. When I got injured like many times, it could be like, my life sucks. I have no purpose now. Like this is what defines me. Or it's like, oh, well, maybe this is an opportunity to see that what I was doing wasn't working for me, but oh, this is actually great to focus on other parts of my life other than just running.
Totally. And so now, years later,
Yeah.
how has that affected you?
I mean, I think it goes both ways. That it's like I still do really, really value running, and it is a big part of my life. And I do want to be successful at that still because otherwise I wouldn't be where I was. But I think I've definitely gained a more, and even it depends because as I'm in competition season, it is hard to balance everything. But just realizing like the value in my life beyond just that, and like honestly, when I'm the happiest running is just because I'm with my friends and I'm happy. So it's not like I'm like in high school it's more that like oh I was winning and I was getting that personal like success. But I think I enjoy running more now just because it's like community and the friends that come out.
Yeah, totally. You're around people who are on that same like mindset or frequency. We're all just trying to like do a little bit better and push each other and have fun and be healthy and like you found your people.
Yeah. Like even this weekend, like it was really tough traveling all the way to Quebec because it's like I didn't get to race. Like I really, really wanted to because like that sense of like personal success, but it's like I'm also there like supporting my teammates that have been running with us for years and like seeing them so happy and proud of themselves. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm part of that. So
that's so cool.
It's a bittersweet thing. So it's like, yeah, I'm upset personally, but I'm also like happy for other people. So yeah, I think it still comes back down to like just saying, yeah, personal grade versus like wider. So mindset is a good one, but yeah, there's lots of times I'm not doing great myself, guys. Work in progress. Work in progress. Hey, Mom.
As everything is.